My dear people of Southern Cameroons, fellow warriors of our independence movement, today is the 18th of July in the year of our Lord 2019. It's quite a while since we last had a conversation, but I come today with a very brief and very important message for all and sundry to spread all over the world. Let everyone know that Mr. Paul Biya and his gang, I don't want to call that one a government, are not ready, not today, not tomorrow, not the day after tomorrow, for any negotiations or for any talks. Mr. Paul Biya and his gang believe that they are playing a ruse on the people of the Southern Cameroons and on the world by claiming that they are designating some entity to prepare talks. As I speak, and the reason I come to talk here today is to bring all of us very important news. And this is urgent because even as I speak to you, I just received a message from Bamenda in the northern zone of the Southern Cameroons, where a meeting bringing together 12 generals of the Cameroon Army just ended at the office of General Aga Robinson. The purpose of that meeting? To intensify the carnage on our people. The purpose of that meeting? To make sure that they now use even those kind of weapons they have not used before, even before the international community begins to think of tightening the noose again once more around them, because of the little window that they believe that they have. That meeting was called because the Cameroon government claimed that in the past few days, they have registered a lot of losses in soldiers, in gendarmes, and in police officers. For that reason, they have now come up with a strategy to only use explosives. I don't want to call them bombs, but that is actually the expression that my informant, who is a soldier too, brought to me. That they intend from today to put in place a strategy that enables them fire from above and from long ranges, from distances, because they've now realized, they've come to understand that the self-defense volunteers have developed strategies that enable them to track them when they go closer. And today, they feel that the best way to terrorize the people towards capitulating is ensuring mass killings. And they tell themselves, because this is what was discussed at the meeting, that because the international community is now vibrating to the rhythm of upcoming negotiations, they don't have so much of an eye on them. And so they need to exploit this window as much as possible to weaken the people, to make the people turn against their own defenders, to make the people feel that it is better to live in slavery than to continue to seek freedom. That is why they are now going to change strategy. That is why they are now planning to up their games and even to use unconventional weapons. I bring this message to all the people of the Southern Cameroons, to all the sympathizers of the Southern Cameroons around the world, and to each and every one of us who has access to any international corridor, to draw the attention of the people to the effect that where we are today, Mr. Biya is rather re-strategizing to intensify the massacre, to take the genocide to another level. This is absolutely important for us to take note. Important for us also to let our people know that it is time more than ever before to recognize that those who come around you claiming that they are your elite, that those who come around you claiming that they are your people seeking to protect you, have only the intention to annihilate you. I'm shocked, embarrassed, but honestly, I'm not really surprised that it is in the office of Mr. Aga Robinson, who himself hails from Menchum County in the northern zone of the southern Cameroons that this evil plan was prepared. The same Edgar Robinson is the one who dispatched a lot of people to get into various social media fora to see exactly how to set up people and get them destroyed and get them arrested. It is the same Edgar Robinson and his gang who have been organizing mass arrests to collect money, to extort money from our people because the government no longer has money to finance their military on the ground. And when all this is happening, the news media doesn't call this kidnapping. When they go out with trucks and enter an entire neighborhood and cut away hundreds of young people and start releasing them only after they pay either 50,000 CFA francs each, 100,000 CFA francs each, some even 500,000. Because if they don't do, they are going to be tagged amber boys, and of course the sentence is either killing or jail indefinitely. But the entire international media, rights organizations, and local newspapers don't see this as kidnapping. They will hurry to the front pages of their newspapers to announce that X or Y has been taken by self-defense forces, when in some cases, these people are only picked up to be interrogated. Because when they pick up 300, 400 people and start collecting money from them, they only say interrogation. They don't say it is kidnapping. This is regrettable. I think it is time that the people begin to open their eyes and to call a spade. Call the things by their names as they are happening. My dear people, I was also taken aback this day when I got up and saw on the cover page of a local newspaper back in the Cameroons, and the title was horrible. I mean horrible. Because when that same paper, I'm referring to the Guardian Post, whose publisher is my own friend, Christian Ga, friend and brother, who never did such a headline when his own village, Mbibgo, was razed down by the army of La République du Cameroun. I expected to see such a title when the army stood by and watched the Fulani and encouraged them to slaughter people in Wum, in Menchum County. I expected to see such a headline. I did not see such a headline when we saw soldiers climb on the head of someone, dancing on the head of someone, and calling him General Ambazo. I didn't see that picture on the cover page of the Guardian Post. When I saw a picture of the 4-month toddler, or information about the 4-month toddler on the Guardian Post, it was simply, the title was simply unacceptable. It wasn't horrible, but this is a 4-month-old who was yet to know anything, receiving 9 bullets in the head. The family confirmed that it was an attack by the soldiers of La République du Cameroun. The mother said so. The father said so. The entire community said so. The Guardian Post and other newspapers never indicted the army. They simply said horrible and mentioned other things. But I think that even the international media, read Reuters everywhere, read the BBC, read Washington Post, read the New York Times. Even when they think that Boko Haram did it, they say the act was carried out by suspected Boko Haram militants. But in this case, when it is clearly established that some of these hoodlums who carry out these acts are actually paid by the same people who go pay these newspapers to carry these headlines, have done it, you come quickly and you say by Ambazonian fighters. That was totally affirmative. Newspapers don't pass judgments. Newspapers report the news. And until investigations are completed and confirmed by a law court, you don't make such an assertion. My dear people, this is the time for us to get once more seriously awake and face the monster before us. The days ahead are going to be so determining. We have to avoid all forms of distraction and focus on seeing exactly how to do what we must do to defend our people. To God be the glory.